All right, let's do something a little different today. We're not just going to solve a random maths problem. Oh no, we are going to get inside an examiner's head, pull apart a question, and see exactly how to bag every single mark that's on the table.
Okay, so this is the beast we're going to tackle. It's question 11 from a GCSE higher tier paper, a classic three-parter on algebra. And trust me, each little piece gives us a fantastic insight into the different ways examiners award marks.
I mean, that's the real game, isn't it? You can know your maths inside and out, but presenting it in just the right way, that's a whole other skill. It's about knowing what ticks the boxes on their checklist. And that is exactly what we're going to figure out right now.
First up, part A. Now, this one's interesting because it's not really about crunching numbers. It's all about how well you can communicate. The single markup for grabs here is what's called a C1 mark, a communication mark.
So what does that actually mean? Well, the mark scheme says it's for a fully correct statement with no contradiction or ambiguity. In plain English, you get the point for explaining a maths idea clearly and correctly. They're testing if you truly understand what's going on, not just if you can get to an answer.
We all know Kate's answer, x plus 6x minus 1, is wrong. But the million-dollar question is, why is it wrong? What's the magic phrase the examiner is looking for to give you that precious C1 mark?
Now, this is the really cool part. The official mark scheme literally gives you a list of perfect answers, and you'll notice they all focus on the method. For example, saying the sum must be 5 and the product must be 6. That hits the nail on the head. Kate's numbers, plus 6 and minus 1, they multiply to make negative 6, not the positive 6 we need. That's the mistake. And this slide shows the crucial difference. Just writing down the right answer, x plus 3, x plus 2, gets you nothing. 0 marks. Why? Because the question asked you to explain Kate's mistake. A top-tier answer finds the flaw in her thinking. It doesn't just ignore it and give a new solution. All right, let's switch gears to part B. Here's where we see how you get marks for your working out for both your method and your final accurate answer. This one's worth 2 marks, an M1 for method and an A1 for accuracy. So here we have it, side by side, the question and the examiner's instructions. And that little phrase, factorize fully, that is a massive clue. It's basically screaming at you that there's probably more than one step involved. Let's see how they break down the marks. Now, this is where it gets really important. You can actually get marks before you even reach the end. Just spotting that common factor of 2 and writing 2 into m squared minus 1, boom, you've just secured me M1 method mark. To get that final A1 accuracy mark, you've got to take it all the way. You have to spot the difference of 2 squares in there and finish with 2 into m minus 1 and m plus 1. That's what fully means.
And now for the grand finale, part C. This expression's got 4 terms, which is a huge signpost pointing to a technique called factorizing by grouping. And guess what? It's another chance to pick up 1 mark for your method and 1 for your accuracy.
So this is what we're looking at. The whole game here is to pair up the terms to find common factors. But which ones do you pair up? Well, as the mark scheme shows us, there's actually more than one right way to get started. This is probably the way most people would go. You group the first 2 terms that share an x and the last 2 that share a negative y. The second you write down that next line, x of a plus b minus y of a plus b, you've done it. You've got your M1 method mark. Then you just pull out that common a plus b bracket, and you're home with the final answer and that A1 mark. But hang on, look at this. The mark scheme itself points out another way to do it. You could have grouped the terms with A and the terms with B first. That gives you A times x minus y plus B times x minus y, which also gets you the M1 mark and leads to the exact same place. This is proof that as long as your maths is solid, you'll get the credit. Okay, so we've completely dissected this question and its mark scheme. What's the big picture? Let's put everything we've learned into a handy checklist so you can start thinking just like an examiner. So here's what you need to burn into your brain. For those explain questions, focus on why something is wrong, not just what the right answer is. For method marks, always show that first step. It's your safety net. And for those accuracy marks, look for keywords like fully to make sure you finish the job. It's about recognizing the patterns every single time. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Of course, you need to know your algebra. But understanding how you're being graded, what an examiner wants to read, and where you can pick up partial credit, well, that's a whole different skill. And honestly, mastering that skill is the key to turning a good grade into an amazing one.